Come here, puppies, let me take your picture. And that's the premise for an amazing game, which by all accounts shouldn't work at all. Pokemon Snap? It's a weird game. Clearly the logical thing to do with a Japanese RPG, which involves capturing these tiny little monsters, taking them all over the region, battling to become the strongest warrior, is to take pictures of them. That just clearly goes without saying. So why is this game so well liked? Why is the sequel that I'm still in disbelief is actually happening one of my most anticipated games in a very long time? That's what I want to try to pinpoint today. Before we get going, here's a word from our sponsor for today. It's me. The more you watch my videos, the more you share them with your friends or your enemies, the more videos I'm able to make for you people. And that sounds like a great deal to me, right? I thought so. Let's jump into Snap. So you may or may not know, but Pokemon Snap wasn't actually a Pokemon game when it was first conceived. The great Satoru Iwata was one of the producers on the game and has said, originally Pokemon Snap for the Nintendo 64 wasn't a Pokemon game, but rather a normal game in which you took photos, but the motivation for playing the game wasn't clear. We wondered what players would enjoy taking pictures of. And Pokemon, whether you realize it or not, actually makes complete sense in that aspect. Go back to the Game Boy games for a second. In those games, you're capturing Pokemon for your collection to battle with them. Here, you're taking pictures of them by capturing them. When you think of it that way, it really hits the nail on the head of what Pokemon actually is. Entering into the Viridian Forest and finding your very first Pikachu is just like riding around in the 01 and seeing a Meowth pop its little face over a mountainside for a second and getting that sweet picture of him. You've captured the essence of the Pokemon. In fact, they still get to be in the wild where they live. That's a very environmentally friendly game to me when you think about it. Okay, well, so it's not the most environmentally friendly game whenever you get some of the items you have. You can throw apples or Pokemon treats to the Pokemon, and those are actually pretty nice. But then you throw these things called pester balls, which has the root word of pest. That's not very friendly at all. You are able to manipulate the environment a little bit though, and that's pretty awesome. Throw an apple into the water and a magic carp can pop out. Or you knock this Charmeleon walking around this volcano and then you get Charizard. I don't care how overrated Charizard is, that's always going to be awesome to me, seeing Charizard explode out of the volcano. And if you've played the game before, you know that that's literally just a small sampling of what's in store. All the cool things that are in the game's environment. We've gotten the wild area out of Pokemon Sword and Shield now, and we're a little bit spoiled by that, honestly. In Snap, we get to see them actually living their best life, not just walking around. And that's not a dig at Sword and Shield either. This just hits it really, really well. I do have Pokemon Snap on the Nintendo 64, but I'm getting all of my footage through the Virtual Console port on my Wii U. It's the easiest way for me to get good quality and not break my computer trying to emulate it. Here's a comprehensive list of everything that I know about emulation. Okay, so you take pictures, I get that. But in a wild roundabout way, there really is a battle system when you think about it. You're battling yourself. It's beating your own scores on these photos. When you take pictures of the Pokemon, you're graded on that photo by Professor Oak. And each time you go through the levels, you're given the opportunity to increase that score. And you just know that the next time you go through the beach level, you're gonna get that better version of Pikachu. Because your picture's gonna be slightly more to the left, and it's gonna make all the difference. And nothing is more soul-crushing than getting what you think is an amazing photo, only for dear old Professor Oak to say, "You were close." Ugh, that hurts. That's like a critical hit to my soul. And no two trips through the environments are ever exactly the same, especially when you come back with more items. The first time through you can get Pidgey, Pikachu, Meowth, all the regular Pokemon, but come back with apples and you can lead Pikachu to the surfboard and get yourself a picture of that surfing Pikachu. Get the pester balls and that big old pink ball that's chasing Eevee around that has to be a Chansey. You find out it's actually a Chansey. And when you get the Poke Flute, Snorlax gets to jam out like you've never seen him before, and you get some ballin' pictures of Snorlax dancing around. And here's something I've never really heard anyone talk about when it came to Snap. Think about the environments of all of the Pokemon games. Kanto has the Seafoam Islands that are icy, but everything else is pretty much rocky and grassy. Hoenn has Mount Chimney, and not too much water, just a little bit of water. And Sinnoh has the Snow Point at the top of the region. But in Pokemon Snap, this island has it all. Do you want to take a ride down the river? You got it. Ride next to a literal active volcano? You got it. Fly through a cavern with probably no seatbelts and risk falling to your doom, or at the very least being stranded with broken arms and legs and no hope of survival? You got it. Spoiler alert for a 21-year-old game, but you can even fly through the sky. You get to go to the rainbow clouds where you can take a picture of no one other than Mew. You can finally get this little booger, but not in the Pokeball. You get that picture of it. Now, something that almost everyone, unfortunately, will now never be able to do is take advantage of the Pokemon sticker stations that was a huge piece of Pokemon Snap's appeal. Back in the late 1900s, a company called Blockbuster was a movie and video game rental store, which had a deal with Pokemon at the time. Okay, I'm exaggerating, it wasn't really that long ago, though it sure feels like it sometimes. Some of my students think I'm 50, even though I was born in the 90s. Anyways, you could bring your cartridge to your nearest Blockbuster and insert it into the Pokemon sticker station, and you could actually print out the pictures you took in the game and have them in real life. You could take that picture of Kakuna, put it on your binder, and the kids at school know they can get easy lunch money from you. Unfortunately, you can't do this with the Virtual Console version. But they did make it where you were allowed to send your photos to the Wii message board, and then you could download them onto an SD card and then plop them into your computer. You gotta remember that the sticker station and even the Virtual Console were around well before quality capture software was readily available to the general public. Nowadays, any old regular person, like a junior high math teacher, can get a capture card and make a subpar YouTube channel. There's one last thing that I can't believe I haven't mentioned yet. This was the very first Pokemon game in the United States where we got 3D models of Pokemon. Unless, of course, you count Smash Brothers, which was just Pikachu and Jigglypuff, and all of the other Pokemon were actually 2D models, so they definitely don't count. We're super spoiled today with our 4K HD TVs, but back then, seeing Pidgey fly out from these rocks in all of its 64-bit glory, that was a big deal. There were only 63 Pokemon in this game, which, yes, they missed the perfect opportunity to have the 64 in it, although Ekans was originally supposed to be in this game, so that gets it to the 64th, but still, having these 63 Pokemon readily available in a 3D model, that's still just mind-blowing to me. That's all a kid could ask for back then. By all accounts, this game shouldn't work. There is nothing appealing to me about just taking photos of things. Why would I take pictures of Pokemon when I could go out battling them or shiny hunting them? And yet, I can't think of any game that I can always go back to and have a chill and relaxed time while still having fun. That's this game right here. The new one comes out tomorrow, assuming that I actually uploaded this on Thursday. If I didn't, then it comes out today if it's Friday. And if you're watching this literally any day after April 30th, the game's awesome. I've played it. Just trust me on that one. This one's always going to have a soft spot in my heart. I truly don't see myself ever getting really tired of this game where I never want to go back to it again. This one's always going to have a soft spot in my heart. I truly don't see myself ever not being able to come back to this game and just finding it beautiful and charming. Give it a glance on the Wii U Virtual Console, or find an original N64 copy of it. Or even better, you could emulate it on the computer if illegal activities are more up your alley. Also hit 2,000 subs on the channel recently. Wow. I can't believe you people are that bored that you watch my stuff. Anyways, make sure you like, subscribe, do all the regular stuff, and have a great day.